Pandemic-era border policy Title 42 is set to expire in just over 2 weeks, and the number of illegal crossings is already exploding. Last week, Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas told reporters to expect a new border security plan to deal with the surge, but this may be too little, too late for Republicans calling for Mayorkas to resign or face impeachment. Here's Kansas Senator Roger Marshall during last week's Senate Judiciary Committee.
Mr. Secretary, you are derelict in your duties. I would be derelict to not do something about this. And that's why I have a draft resolution here that I intend to introduce in the coming days that would require the Senate to take a vote of no confidence on Secretary Mayorkas. As I've stated on the record before, I stand at the ready to receive articles of impeachment from the House and conduct an impeachment trial in this body.
Marshall did file that resolution 2 days later. It says, in part, Mayorkas has engaged in a pattern of conduct that is incompatible with his constitutional and statutory duties as Secretary of Homeland Security. By failing to take all actions necessary and appropriate to achieve and maintain operational control over the United States as required by the Secure Fence Act of 2006, and that act defines operational control as, quote, the prevention of all unlawful entries into the United States, including entries by terrorists, other unlawful aliens, instruments of terrorism, narcotics, and other contraband. Our border correspondent, Jaeson Jones, joins us. Jaeson?
Greta, good evening. It's good to be with you. You know, if you wonder what Title 42's end next month in the month of May will look like, all you have to do is look at what's happened in Brownsville, Texas in the last 24 hours. As that city has been hit with over 2,100 apprehensions in just 24 hours. Now, that's a major shift from what we were seeing in Del Rio with their numbers, where at one time they were at the highest, moving back to the Rio Grande Valley. But it's an example of what's taking place along the frontera. Look, since the CBP-1 app under the president's administration's policies have gone into place in Mexico, migrants have been holding in Mexico for some time now, going back to January. This is why thousands upon thousands of people are all along the frontera. We've seen some of this overflow like we're seeing in Brownsville right now a few weeks back. Look at the surges we saw in El Paso, Texas, as people stormed the port of entry, and then a few weeks later, stormed between the ports of entry. That's all overflow. The same thing you're seeing right now in Brownsville taking place. So that's the real cause of this. So when May 12th rolls around, we should expect to see a major surge in people cross, but then that arc will also drop dramatically, because what's happening within the plazas is the cartels have gotten these people to already pay the piso and the tax, so that the alien smuggling organizations are going to be moving them across, just like we're seeing in Brownsville, in very large numbers. But then as the next wave of people hit us, those cartels are going to hold them, because they're going to have to get their money. So if you're sitting in the north right now and you're saying to yourself, man, sure glad I don't live along the southwest border, remember one thing. When you see these large groups like what you're seeing in these videos right now, this is when the cartels surge with deadly fentanyl, methamphetamine, and cocaine, impacting the rest of this country. Back to you.